So the way I do it is how I learned it when I first became a chef. So let me show you, and let's get it started. Okay, put some stuff together. Vegetable broth, I think, is quite important. We don't use beef broth, just so that we keep it pescatarian. One of them I have to make pescatarian style. The other one I make with bacon and all that kind of things. And we'll have Hengstenberg Miltesser mild wine sauerkraut. So we'll use that, and we'll have 4 cans. I think that's more than enough. We have around 7 people here tonight. And yeah, let me show you how I make sauerkraut. Well, let's do a few things. So I need to cut some onions. I would say about, for one of these, use a small onion. That's totally fine. Since we have 4, and I do need to make 4 in total, let's use a nicer one than this. I don't have a cameraman, so I have to do this. What you need is cloves and bay leaves. So the bay leaves we'll put around the onion, and I'll show you how I do that. Something I learned while I was in an apprenticeship in Germany. And it's quite easy. You take the onion, you basically take the clove, poke it, and always keep your kitchen clean. Okay, now had to check. Now we use bacon, pork's belly. Okay, and what I'll do with this is literally cut it in big. So we got the onions, perfect. We got the bacon, perfect. We got the sauerkraut, perfect. Need a little bit of white wine, and this is some old white wine, and it's probably the best. Well, white wine you don't like, you can use that for cooking. I use that, I'm not a white wine drinker, so we'll use that. And then, like I said, some vegetable broth from Knorr, which you can buy. Perfect. Let me show you then how to do that all in a pot. Middle heat, 6 to 7. Use olive oil. Olive oil is good. You can use whatever you want, but you need some sort of a substance. You hear the fan going, sorry about that. My favorite thing is the wooden spoon. So let it heat up. Once it is hot, we'll put the bacon in. Turn it up a little bit higher. And guys, how do you know when it's hot? Actually, we need to use a wooden spoon and you do put it in a hot oil or hot fat or whatever it is, it starts to boil around it at the wooden spoon. So you know at that point things are hot. So something I learned a long time ago. Let's put in the bacon. Let them get really crunchy. That's how I like them. Gives a lot of great flavor. And because I like a little bit of roasted onions in there, I'll roast some of these with the bacon. And it's just sliced. These were two smaller ones that we were able to use. Keep the flavor in there. So anything that's done in there goes in the sauerkraut. It's just gonna be great. Gonna need some peppercorns for that. Peppercorns and tuna berries. German, Wacholderbeeren, but tuna berries. Let it go really, let them go crispy, let them brown the sides of the bacon. Watch that it doesn't burn, okay? Once you feel like it has some nice brownness, the onions starting to caramelize, when you start putting the sauerkraut in. So, and anything brown down below will lift up. Yummy. When you put in the sauerkraut, to have a pot filler. You put in 1 can, pretty much, to a sauerkraut, and then put in more. Because I'm gonna be cooking sausages and more beer belly in there later, I will want to have a little bit more water in there than normal. Usually it's 1 can of sauerkraut, 1 can of water. It's a pretty safe thing. But because I want my sausages in my beer belly, not my beer belly, my pig's belly to float, I will put in a little bit more. So this is probably around teaspoons of some peppercorn and tuna berries. I want to put some in. That's probably just a little 10 to 15, a little bit more. I don't work off recipes, so it's hard, but you can't go too many. It's just when you eat later on, it's gonna be a little bit of you don't want to bite on them, so. Put your onion in and let them boil in the sauerkraut. White wine. It's perfect. Again, the white wine is more for flavor, and let that boil. Now for 2 hours. So this is the vegetable broth. You put that in to taste. You'll have to taste it a little bit because there's just water and the sauerkraut in there. And you can use chicken broth and beef broth. It's up to you. I just use vegetable broth because it's a little bit better. So let that cook now and come back later. Put the lid on. And up we go. Okay, I'm not much of a recipe guy, simply because that's not how I learned how to cook. It's a lot of touch and feel, a lot of things that you just know. I try to leave a sort of description down below, our recipe for the sauerkraut, but it is really quite easy. And you just need to let the boil out of it. So it needs to boil a lot. It needs to become soft. To be honest, sauerkraut the second time around, like when you warm it up the second day, it's probably the best tasting, okay?